Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. With all the furore over all these hidden messages being deleted, all the WhatsApps going, everyone furiously getting everything off their phone, in the hope that the truth must never come out, because if they know if it did, there's a good possibility many of them may well end up in jail. Nicola Sturgeon's come out outrageously now and said that she has nothing to hide. If that was the case, Nicola, why delete so many of your messages so quickly? Why not let everyone read what you have been writing? We all know, don't we, that those messages would be devastating and the truth must never, ever come out. But of course, technically she is right. She has nothing to hide now because she has deleted them all. And it'd be a shame if they went and got a court order to WhatsApp and reinstalled all those messages so that people could read them and see exactly what was said. There's a possibility of this happening, and Nicola may well be very, very worried indeed. But of course, now that the Wicked Witch of the North has got rid of her phone, presumably one of the burners, she'll have handed it to one of her flying monkeys. John Swinney, perhaps, he looks like a flying monkey. And so she won't even have the phone anymore, will she? Because these people are just absolutely awful. And I'm not even going to mention the possibility that there are 5,500 dead people. Dead simply because it was politically expedient to have them euthanised. That is what you're dealing with here, maybe, potentially. Who knows? Not me, unfortunately. Nobody ever will. Anyway, we'll take a look at this story to see what Sturgeon is claiming and why she's claiming she's got nothing to hide. Although we all know that that is complete and utter horseshit. Here goes. So, Nicola Sturgeon claims she has nothing to hide, as she refuses to say whether she deleted WhatsApp messages or not. And by refusing to say means she undoubtedly has. The former First Minister spoke publicly for the first time at Holyrood since it was reported she had, murdered 5,500 people. I misread that. Deleted messages, 5,500 messages perhaps, about her government's response to the COVID pandemic. Yes, kill them all. That would be the messages, wouldn't it, Nicola? Nicola Sturgeon proclaimed that she had nothing to hide as she was questioned about her handling of potentially vital messages relating to the COVID pandemic. The former First Minister spoke to journalists at Holyrood following the emergency ministerial statement about the Scottish Government failing to hand over correspondence to the UK COVID inquiry. And of course they're not going to hand over anything that could implicate them, that could end up with them doing many, many years in jail for some very heinous crimes. They're not going to hand that over. Why would they? You'd have to be a moron. Same as the morons who think that this COVID inquiry is anything other than a whitewash and a cover-up to save the likes of Nicola Sturgeon, John Swinney, Humza Yousaf, Jean Freeman and them all from going to prison for very long periods of time, perhaps. She was repeatedly asked about whether she had deleted WhatsApps related to her decision-making, but failed to give a straight answer. Say it ain't show, you know? Colour me surprised that Nicola Sturgeon will fail to answer a question that could implicate her in a mass murder inquiry. Instead, she insisted that she had given her all during her time in charge of the country. Nobody cares, and you certainly didn't. Reports came out at the weekend that she had manually wiped her phone of correspondence during the pandemic, with the UK inquiry seeking all messages were related to her handling of the virus. This was also said about Clinical Director Jason Leach and Chief Medical Officer Gregor Smith. However, Ms Sturgeon refused to confirm or deny this, but staunchly said, "I have nothing to hide." She claimed, and it is only a claim of course, that she was fully cooperating with the COVID inquiry. Well, you can't possibly be doing that unless you've handed over every single one of your WhatsApps. So again, quite an open and clear lie. The woman can't help herself. Everything has to be a lie. Has she ever told the truth in her life? I can't think of a single occasion. Her comments came after Deputy First Minister Shona Robertson confirmed that ministers were forced to hand over an additional 14,000 messages, which are mostly WhatsApps, after the inquiry took legal action and served them with a Section 21 order. And everyone was sitting there trying to scrape. Now we hope that somewhere in there is the arse end of these messages that these people were deleting and sort of back around, and so we can pick up what the messages were and what was sent. But somebody's going to have to go through it, of course, but it's going to take quite a while. And it's probably not going to be the mass sort of revelation that people are going to think, because they will undoubtedly have ensured that all the really juicy stuff, all the stuff that's going to jail them, will have been destroyed. She said she could not say whether any of her fellow officials and former ministers had cooperated fully with the request and the do not destroy order, and she insisted that this was up to the individual to explain their reasoning behind any deletions. Well, they should be able to do that from the inside of a jail cell and then give them 30 years for it, because that would be the sort of the length of time they'd get if those messages weren't deleted. I think we can all know that. Last week, the inquiry's lead counsel said that despite 70 ministers and officials being part of 137 different WhatsApp groups, only one person had handed over their records. Hamza Yousaf was forced to defend this at FMQs, but was accused of presiding over a culture of secrecy. Well, of course they're going to be secret. You don't do a crime on that level and shout it from the rooftops, do you? You've always cover up your crimes. But these people are like, the ones that ran the camps in the 1930s and 40s. They're no different. They are absolutely no different. At least those guys wore a uniform. You can't tell with this lot, but they are all exactly the same. They're all the guards, aren't they? They have no decency, no respect. And they are, in my view, and it is only my view, and so I'm allowed to say it, they are, in my view, potentially the murderers of 5,500 people. It's an old age genocide because their views were unionist and not independence. And I think they used that pandemic to try and sort of skew the feelings towards independence. And I wouldn't put it past her. Can't prove it, don't know. But it's what I feel, it's what I think, and it's what I hope one day will be proven. But I won't hold my breath. And I'm going to round off and I'm going to come up. So there you are. She says she's got nothing to hide, and she's probably right. She's probably deleted everything. Certainly, unless we go to WhatsApp themselves, get those deleted messages reinstated, have a look-see, and then publish them. Publish them in public. Make everyone aware of what was said and what was done. Because if she's that really is that ashamed of what she's written that she has to delete them, then I think it's only fair that we know what they are. We can look at her and see her for what she really is. Anyway, I'll stop there. I won't get angry. I'm just going to stop. We'll move on. I've got plenty of videos. I don't know how many more I'm going to get out today. Been a bit of a late start with one thing and another. But we'll certainly try and get one more out. So do stick around. And until next time, stay safe, stay well. And remember, we've got to get the truth one way or another. Somehow, magically. But I'm not going to hold my breath. Bye.